Joey is showing one story of Hanuman eating the sun, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the lesson was, that story, the same story we discussed in the
Okay.
in the last class. So the
Okay.
lesson there was, I'll repeat for everyone that if we are enthusiastic about learning something, our education, then we will be able to overcome all obstacles, right? So अगर हम अपने किसी चीज के लिए अगर हम enthusiastic हैं तो फिर मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, हम सारे बाधाओं को पार कर लेंगे आसानी से. जैसे कि we saw how Hanuman, he went to eat the sun. What happened? Could he eat the sun easily? No, he had to fight with a lot of other demigods, right? Many other people, they started to attack him from various directions, and Hanuman fought with them, and then ultimately he was able to win, and he ate. Of course, it was not good to eat the sun. I'm not saying that it was good, but it was one lesson for us, everyone, that we can, if we have the enthusiasm for our goal, then we can achieve it despite all the obstacles. Similarly, when we are also studying, there will be a lot of difficulties that will come in our lives. Sometimes we'll become sick, sometimes the things will be difficult. In all situations, one should remain enthusiastic about learning. Right, so very good. This one story we remember. What was the other story?
How did Hanuman save Sita?
No, that was not. It was about the education of Hanuman, how Hanuman received education, right? So there also we saw, sun god, Hanuman was learning from sun god, and sun god is already always moving. So Hanuman was also, while learning, he was also moving with him. So he was, circling the earth, and then he was learning. So we also see that, our school, if we go to a school which is circling around the sun, how difficult it will be for us to, study. Let's say, just imagine. Yeah, just imagine. Even in rocket, you have to be, you will be, at one place, but the rocket will be moving. But here, Hanuman himself was moving round and round, and he was learning. So still, he was very enthusiastic to learn, and that is why he became so brilliant in his, education, because that he was compared to a pandita. And in Ramayana, you will see that Hanuman, he showed a lot of intelligence throughout Ramayana.
That intelligent made a bridge like a stone bridge can float.
Yes, but that was not the intelligence of Hanuman. That was the art of Nala and Kuber. Not Nala Kuber. It was
Nala
Nala and Nila. Right. Yeah, thank you. So it was Nala and Nila who were the sons of Brahma, who were the blessings they made. But anyways, Hanuman at many occasions he had shown a lot of intelligence. Okay.
I know the bridge name.
Yes, what was it?
Ram Setu.
Yes, Ram Setu, correct. So now we will start our topic for today, and I hope we will listen carefully so that we do not forget it, right? So so first of all, what is friendship? It's very simple. All of you already must be knowing about friendship, but why I'm going to discuss about it, right? So, okay, all of you have your best friends.
Yes.
Who is your best friend? Can you name?
In our class or in my home?
No, best friend means it can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be your classmate.
I'm having in the school and here in my home.
Okay, two different best friends.
Mine two friends. No.
Yes, we can have.
4.
Okay, just name one of them. All of you. One friend.
everyone's tell. Arun,
My friend in my school is best friend in my school is Lamis.
Okay.
sir,
Uh,
can I tell the four of them? I'll tell it fast.
yeah, I think I only one or two.
Darshit, Arun, Danvin, Takwik.
Okay.
And in my school name is what?
Okay. Joey also named one friend.
Dhruva,
Okay.
Achuan. That's all.
Yeah. So why did I ask you? So all of your friends that you named, are they your school friends, or they are from different? They are
School friend.
all of them are school friends. Okay. So is it required that our friends be our school friends only?
No.
Right? Not necessary, right? So it is not, first of all, necessary. First of all, what is the meaning of friendship? So let's understand that. Then I'll go to that. So one of you can read this.
Entering application.
Loudly read.
Name, sir.
Yeah,
A
read.
bond of
Enduring
enduring affection,
affection, intimacy,
intimacy, and trust. A true friend will always have your best
Interest at heart.
interest at
heart.
heart.
Okay. Yeah. So what it says here, bond of enduring affection, intimacy, and trust. That means, friendship is a bonding, right? So who do you call a friend? Once you develop a bonding with them, right? So, and that bonding is not like just for a few minutes. It's like, it can go on for as long as we are there. So, and that bonding has to have three things. What is that? First thing is affection. Affection means love. We should have love for that person. Then intimacy. What is the meaning of intimacy? That means we can share our secrets with them. Just like, I am sure, we share many things with our friends which we do not even share with our parents and even our siblings. So that is the intimacy, that we can share secrets. And while we are sharing, we are sure, we are confident that they will not tell it to others. So that is trust.
I'm
Yes.
having a doubt.
Yeah, Gautam.
If we share our home things, they will think our house is so bad. That's why we will not tell the home secret, but every secret in wherever.
See, a friend, a true friend, I'll come to that. There are two kinds of friends. One is a true friend, one is a false friend. We'll learn about them. So, a true friend, he will never judge you on your in your circumstances. He will always have faith in you, right? So a true friend, if you have, then you do not worry about what you share. He'll always understand your heart, right? So that is why it is said a true friend. Then the next line says, a true friend will always have your best interest at heart. So that means he will always think good about you. He'll never think bad about you. So then first, we understood what is the meaning of friendship. That means it is a bond. Then who can you bond? And of course, it's not like we only have affection towards them. They should also have love and affection towards us. That means if they also share some secrets with us, we should be very careful not to hurt them. We should become trustworthy to them as well, right? Then a friendship can, it's a two-way thing. It's not like one-way thing. You have to together make a friendship bond. And then once you understood that it is a bond, who can you make that bond with? you know uh, is it like only our school friends can be our friends? or people who kids who study or who are of us same age and they study in our class, is it like they only can be our friends or others can also be our friends?
They
Can,
Others can also be our friends.
like, for example, can you give some examples?
for
Mom and dad.
Yes,
sir,
mom and dad.
good one and bad one.
No, just give some examples of people who can be your friends. Just like mom, mother, and father, they can be our friends. Other than them,
And
Our
sisters
siblings,
and
cousins,
brothers. And sisters and brothers.
yes, our siblings, our brothers and sisters, even our grandparents, right? Grandparents can also be our good friends. Everyone, in fact, even pets like dogs and cows, they can also be our friends, right? So a friendship is a bond. It is not based on age or gender or you know
And
from
also mama.
yes, anyone. A friend can be anyone. There is no distinction on age or gender or which category they belong to or which religion they belong to. It's independent of all of them, right? So now, like many of you already named few friends, I think, who are from different religions. So it's completely, accepted because it's a bonding of hearts. There is no, the hearts get bonded, then only friendship comes, right? So now, there are two types of friendships, right? First is the true friendship. Second is false friendship. So actually, when you make friends, it's very important actually to understand what type of friends do we have. Do we have true friends or do we have false friends? Because many times we can get betrayed, or many times we can also hurt their feelings, right? So it's better, it's very good to understand how what makes a good friendship, what are the characteristics of a good friendship, and what are the characteristics of a bad friendship, that means false friendship. So first we will see story of bad friendship, that means story of a superficial friendship. And this story is of two friends from Mahabharata, right? So the first person is Dronacharya. uh, how many of you know who is Dronacharya?
um,
Coach.
Coach, okay. The teacher of the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Yes, the teacher of Arjuna and all the Pandavas, in fact, and even the Kauravas like Duryodhana, Dushashan. So he was their teacher, and he was actually a Brahmana, but he was knowing how to fight as well. He was a very powerful fighter. And then the second person, we learn about in the story is Drupad. So many of you might not be knowing Drupad. So who is Drupad? Drupad was the father of Mother Draupadi. Yes, correct. So Draupadi was the wife of the Pandavas, and Drupad was Draupadi's father. So actually, both of them, they were actually friends in their childhood. So teacher of Pandavas and the father-in-law of Pandavas, they were actually very good friends. But because their friendship was not selfless friendship, actually we will see that they become enemies later on. Since their friendship was a false friendship, they become very bitter enemies. So we'll see the story of this friendship of Drupada and Drona. So I'm going to play one video. All of us can watch it attentively.
After
Then we
completing
will discuss.
his education, young Drone mastered the art of archery. To learn the art, Drupad, the son of the king of Panchal, became Drone's fellow student in his hermitage. During the training, the friendship between Drone and Drupad grew stronger, and they became very close to each other. In his youthful enthusiasm, Drupad often told Drone that he would give Drone half his kingdom after he became king. Drone, however, never cared much about acquiring wealth. After a few years, when Drone got married, he suffered poverty and wished for wealth for the sake of his wife and little son Ashwathama. Drone then remembered the promise that Drupad had made to him during his childhood. When Drupad ascended the throne of Panchal, Drone was confident that Drupad would treat him generously and would give him a part of his kingdom. Drone went to Panchal and reminded the king of their friendship and the promise that he had made. Drupad had changed. He was drunk with power and refused to recognize Drone. He denied ever having made such a promise and insulted Drone for daring to appear before him. Drone left the palace in rage and vowed to punish the king for humiliating him. He knew that Drupad would soon bear the consequences of his action.
Okay, so how many of you understood the story? Not all of you.
No.
No. So I'll again repeat what happened. So there was, as I told, there were two personalities. One was Dronacharya and the second was Drupad. So both of them were actually friends. So both of them studied in the same school, and just like when we are in school, we become friends. And so they were in school, they were in Gurukul, and they became very good friends. And Drupad, he was the son of a king. That means he was a prince. And whereas this sorry, not Sudama, the Dronacharya, he was the son of a poor Brahman. So he was also very poor. But when we were in school, we are not so much we do not show so much of our background situations. So in Gurukul, when they were there, they were living together, eating together, sleeping together, and learning together. So they became good friends. And Drupada, who was a prince, and later he would become the king also, he actually promised this Drona that someday I will give you some half of my kingdom, because you're my best friend, you're so good friend. Later I'll give, when I become king, I'll make you also a king. I'll give half of my kingdom. So Dronacharya actually did not consider him seriously, and he continued with his life. So later on, what happened? Dronacharya became, when he married, he became very poor. This was the time before Dronacharya became the teacher of Pandavas. At that time, he was not the teacher of Pandavas. So at that initially he was very poor, and due to that actually he had a son also and a wife also, so he was not able to take care nicely. So then he thought, okay, I had a friend, Drupada, who is king now, and he had promised me that he will give me half of his kingdom. So maybe I'll go to him, and then I'll ask some help, and he will, because he was my school friend, he will help me. That is a very natural feeling, right? Then what happened? This Dronacharya went to Drupad, but Drupada had actually changed. What happened? Drupada, instead of recognizing, he insulted Dronacharya. He said that, how you are such a poor person, how you can even think that you are my friend. Get lost from here. Just like this, this Drupada, he insulted Dronacharya. So Dronacharya became very, very angry. And then he left the place, and then he vowed, he took a promise that I will teach this Drupada a lesson. And later, it was not shown here in the video, but later in Mahabharata, what happens? Dronacharya actually tells his students, Pandavas, to go and defeat Drupada and bring him to him. So then the Pandavas go and they defeat Drupada and bring him to the feet of Drona. And Drona then tells him that you had insulted me, now I have paid back the revenge. So this is how the friendship, a very good friendship in the school time, how it grew into so bitter enmity, right? So what was the reason for that? I hope now the story is clear. Everyone understood the story? Okay, so now I'd like what lessons do we learn from this? So anyone would like to share some lessons that they learned from this story?
Choose a friend that will be a friend really close to you forever.
Okay, Hisha is saying that when we choose a friend, we should be careful to choose friends who will be there for always for us. But can we be sure that the friends that we choose, they will be there for us always? Like, is it possible to know beforehand? It's very difficult because we may not know the nature of how the nature of the person may change. But anyways, definitely we should be careful about choosing our friends. Okay, that is one lesson. Any other lessons that we can learn? Anyone would like to say?
Help those in need. Those in need.
Helping those in need. Okay, so one who whenever someone comes to us who is in need, we should help. Okay, any other lessons? There are a lot of lessons we can learn from this story. Just like I'll share some. Like we should never insult someone. If someone based on their poor condition. So if someone is poor or if someone is weak, we should never insult him. That is one lesson we can learn from this. Also, another lesson is we should never break our promises. The promises that we make, we should never break them. So like this, there are many lessons. But two most important lessons that we will, we can learn from this is written here. So first says, never look down upon others. That is the same that I discussed. That we should never insult. Insult is like the uh, even worse. We should not even look down upon it. That means we should not never think of in negative way about others. May if someone may be very poor, someone may be very weak, just like uh, someone we see that many beggars they come, or there may be a dog, street dog who comes for some food. So we should never insult them. We should properly behave, right? Like either if we want to give something, we can give nicely, respectfully, or if we do not have something to give, then we can tell them that, okay, dear sir, we do not have anything. So always we should be careful to behave. Never try to insult or hurt the feelings of others, right? Because they also have feelings just like us. If someone hurts our feelings, do we feel bad? No. If someone hurts your feelings, you don't feel bad?
Yes.
We feel bad. If someone scolds you, even you will feel bad. So similarly, we should respect others' feelings as well. And second, friendship based on selfishness ends in fight and enmity. So this is the most important lesson that we have to learn here in context of the topic, that friendship based on selfishness. So that means whenever we make a friend, we should always keep one thing in mind, that never to let selfishness come inside our friendship. So I'll tell you why selfishness, how selfishness come in their friendship. So first thing was that Dronacharya, he became little selfish in the terms that he wanted to take help from his friend. So in one turn, it's not bad to ask for help from someone, but generally it is said that one should not take help from someone whom we have not helped. That is one thing. One principle that is stated. And second, Drupada was selfish because someone came to his his place to ask for help, then he did not help. That means he was, so both, from both sides, this selfishness, this selfish attitude was there. That is why their friendship broke and they became enemy, right? So this is the most important thing we have to keep in mind. Never include selfishness in our friendships. And in the on the same lines, we will see another story, a similar story from Mahabharata, but this story will be the story of true friendship, right? And here we will see how there was no selfishness in the friendship, and that is why the friendship, it's a very similar story. The story that we discussed first, this is going to be the same, very similar story, and the story of Krishna and Sudama, right? I'm sure many of you have heard this, but we'll see it again. It's a nice video that we will be seeing, and we will be seeing how Krishna and Sudama, they behave in their friendship. And
The depth and knowing developed in true friendship is illustrated in the story of Sri Krishna and Sudama. Krishna and Sudama were both pupils at Acharya Sandipani's ashram in Vrindavan. Krishna, who was a royal, and Sudama, a boy from a poor Brahmin family, developed an uncanny friendship and mutual respect during their time. They were almost inseparable during their stay. On completing their studies at the ashram, Krishna and Sudama said their goodbyes, and even as Krishna grew to become a successful king of Dwarka, Sudama lived a very simple and frugal life with his wife and 2 children. They were poor. Sudama's wife persuaded Sudama against his wishes to go and seek help from Krishna so that they could lead a more comfortable life. Not wanting to go empty-handed and remembering that Krishna loved puffed rice, he requested his wife to pack puffed rice as a gift to Sri Krishna. On arriving in Dwarka, Krishna greeted his friend warmly and even washed his feet with his own hands. He also arranged for the best of things to make Sudama comfortable. Even as they reminisced their childhood, Sudama was embarrassed to give puffed rice as a gift to Krishna. Krishna, who was the ruler of the entire land. Krishna, sensing this and knowing that Sudama was carrying puffed rice, asked for it and ate it delightfully and told Sudama that this is the best thing that he has ever eaten. Feeling more embarrassed now at how well he was treated, Sudama did not ask Krishna for anything even as he bid adieu. On his way back, Sudama was gravely concerned as to what he would tell his wife. But as he reached home with reluctant steps, he found a magnificent palace where his home once stood, and his wife came out wearing an elegant sari and greeted him happily. Stunned, happy, yet grateful, Sudama's heart filled with gratitude for Krishna. Friendship is a bond and understanding.
Sir,
yes,
in our what prayer, something will Brindav, that comes something like Brindav plays something.
Vrindavan.
That was coming in the what prayer.
Yeah, Vrindavan is the place where Krishna spent his childhood. So that is in Mathura, right? Okay, so now everyone, how many of you understood the story?
I understood this story.
What about others? Anyone who did not understand?
Sir,
Yes?
a true friendship will Don't lie.
Yes. So now, if you have understood, then we will discuss the lessons from it, right? So, here we saw, I'll just briefly discuss about it, and then we will hear lessons from all of you. So, in this, we saw that it was the same story, a very similar story to the first one, right? So here also there were two friends. One was from a poor Brahman family. One was a prince. Krishna was a prince, and later he became the king. And this Sudama, who was from a poor family, he became also poor. And then, since he was poor, his wife actually asked Sudama's wife to go and ask for help from Krishna. But did Sudama go empty-handed? No. First of all, he did not want to go to Krishna. But since his wife was very, she asked that, please go and ask. Then Sudama got ready to go, and he did, but he did not go empty-handed. It is said, whenever we go to a friend's house, we should never go empty-handed. We should always carry something for them. This is a very basic etiquette that you will see in Indian culture. And then that is why whenever we visit a relative's house also, you'll see your parents will buy something for them, right? And then you will see that then what happened? Yes, Sudama, he took the puffed rice for Krishna, and when he went, Krishna did not insult him. Rather, he very much welcomed him. Whereas in the first story we saw how Drupada had insulted. So this is the difference in a friendship. And then Krishna and very nicely they talked. And Sudama did not even, he was so overwhelmed with the behavior of Krishna that he did not ask that he wanted help. And he, without asking, he went. But Krishna, since he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is in the heart of everyone, he knows the feelings of everyone. So that is why he knew that why Sudama had come. So hence, he gave Sudama immense wealth. Where before Sudama could go and reach his home, there was a big palace which was constructed by Krishna, and a lot of wealth and servants was given. Right. So this was the second story. Now, what lessons can we learn from this story? So one by one, we'll hear from all of you.
Friendship.
Friendship is selfless.
Friendship selfless.
Selfless.
Okay. So friendship is selfless, right? So we should have selfless attitude in friendship, correct? So, yes.
Everyone knows Krishna is a god. That's why he knows all of everyone's mind. He can read everyone's mind.
Yes. So what is the lesson?
He just read the friend's mind, and he knows lots of magic. That he made a palace. He put a magic and made a palace.
The lesson is that we should also go and learn from Krishna the magic.
No. Be friends with everyone, not to mess up.
Okay, yes, be friends with everyone, not to mess up. I'd like to hear in context of this story.
Be nice to your friends, even if you're poor, even if you're grown up, even if you're rich.
Okay, so
There is only 8 minutes.
yeah, I know that. So be kind to your friends, even if we are they are not rich as us, they are not as beautiful as us, so even if they have some disadvantage, something not as per our expectations. So, okay. And most importantly, I'll just discuss about the selflessness that Joey told. So this Sudama, he was selfless. That is why he when he went to Krishna, he did not ask for anything. He went to Krishna, he lived with him, and he came back without asking. So that is why We see that the first person in the story was selfless. The second person, how Krishna was selfless? Because Krishna did not think that oh, he is a poor person. If I talk to him, then what will people think about me? They will think that, oh, this rich man has a poor friend. They will laugh at me. This is what we generally feel, right? So, but Krishna was not having any feeling like that. He was very happy, so much so happy that we will see that actually it did not show here. But when Sudama came, Krishna washed the feet of Sudama. Actually, because Krishna was crying, and he washed the feet of Sudama with his own tears. So he was so much, uh, so much happy to receive Sudama. Right? There is a very beautiful song also. I am. What is the song?
In the first story, he was telling, "Go away from my palace." He did not do nothing for him,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
Krishna did lots of things for him.
Correct. So that is why we see that how so so basically Krishna is God only, but here we see that he's showing by his example how we should, all of us, he's teaching all of us that how we should be in our behavior with our friends, right? Okay, so there can be many things which can be discussed from this, but since time is less, I'll quickly go to the last part at the shloka. Yes. So Krishna and Sudama showed true friendship, right? Then some more lessons. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Whenever our friend is, so if we call ourselves as friends, then whenever our friends need us, we should be ready to help them. And the second says, Krishna can be our best friend because he is within everyone's heart and knows our heart. So this is the most important lesson that we have to learn is that it says here Krishna can be our best friend. So okay, how many of us want to make Krishna our friend, or any of you want to make Krishna your friend? Why
Want to make?
Krishna as our friend, and why do we want? Anyone would like to tell?
Don't know.
There must be some reason.
Because he's not rude.
He is more true. Um,
He's not rude.
he is not rude. Okay, you will make friends with Krishna because he is not rude.
He's not naughty.
He is what, Joey?
He's naughty. She's saying he's a naughty Krishna.
Oh,
So he's
okay.
like,
So, he's like you. That is why you want to make friend?
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he's naughty, but he's yeah, he has a lot of good qualities also. So, like Joey said, he's not rude, and so first, the most important one is that he is there in the heart of everyone. So whenever you are feeling sad, he will know that yes, we are feeling sad, and he'll be there to console us. And then whenever we need him, you will be there. He will be there to help. Just like uh, the story of Draupadi.
Yes.
Yes. So Krishna was actually, yeah.
I know the Pandian team and another team I don't know. I forgot.
Draupadi was, actually Draupadi was the wife of Pandavas, and Krishna being the friend of Pandavas, Draupadi had actually made Krishna his brother. So that is also one friendship only, kind of bonding. So when Draupadi was being
The Pandavas was pulling her sari, but
yeah,
Krishna was
not the
giving.
Pandavas, it was the Kauravas, the Dushasana basically. They were trying to insult her. At that time, Krishna came in the form of sari, a lot of sari. He protected her, Draupadi. Yes. Similarly, you will see that at many occasions, Krishna protects his friends, just like Krishna and Arjuna. So Krishna was a friend of Arjuna. So Arjuna, when he was not able to fight, he was feeling very much, grief-stricken before the fight of Kurukshetra. Krishna told him the Bhagavad Gita. So in that way, he acted as a guide to Krishna. Similarly, you will see he protected Pandavas at many occasions, and so a lot of similarly, there is a story of um, how Krishna protected Gajendra. So there was one elephant, you know, who was being who had been caught by a crocodile, and that crocodile was um, you know pulling Gajendra inside the water and trying to kill him. It was a big elephant. So when Gajendra called Krishna, Krishna came and protected. So that is why when we make friendship with Krishna, whenever we are in need, first of all, he will be always there to help us, right? So, okay, now let us.
Because Krishna is so cute, that's why I want to make him friend.
Okay, yeah, that could be also one reason. He's very beautiful. Yes. So now we'll go to the shloka. We will discuss the shloka and then we will discuss the meaning. So all of you can repeat the shloka one word at a time. We will speak. Bhoktaram
Uttaram
yagyatapasam
Gajana Dastam
sarvaloka
Sarvaloka
maheshwaram
Maheshwaram
suhridam
Sarvadam
sarvabhutanam
Sarvabhutanam
yatvamam shantim richati. Yes, what is the meaning? I'll read quickly. The sages, so there are, this is basically Krishna is telling to Arjuna. The sages knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices. So this is the first line. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. That means yagya. What is yagya? All of you know what is the meaning of yagya? Okay, how many of you have seen a big fire is made and a lot of ghee is put into it and wood is put into it and swaha swaha? Have you ever seen?
Yes.
That is
If
a
we buy a new house, they will put lots of brick and put that
yeah. So that is a yagya. Why do we do it?
to God come to our house and do good things for us.
Yeah. So basically, we thank God for giving us this house, and we invite God to live in our house so that wherever God lives, there is always good things happening, auspiciousness. That is why yagya is done. So similarly, the same thing is written here. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. That means I am the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices. So, but you will see that people do yagya for different demigods, like the sun god or Indra and all. But one thing we have to understand that all the yagyas that we do, either for some demigod like Surya, Chandra, Vayu, Varun, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all of them are actually received meant for ultimately for Lord Vishnu. How? I'll give you one example. Just like you you have your you give if you travel to through car to a different city, you have to give toll taxes, right?
Yeah.
You have to give taxes to the road. So that tax is collected by whom? The Minister of Transportation. So there is a Minister of Transportation. Similarly, if you buy any product, there is some tax deducted, right? So if you go to a hotel and if you eat something, there is also GST and CGST. Let me finish, and then let me finish, Gautam. And then there is also some tax you give. So that goes to the Ministry of something like tourism or something. So, but ultimately, all these taxes that you give, ultimately, whom do they reach? They reach to the Prime Minister, isn't it? So Prime Minister then collects all the taxes from everyone, and then he gives up back the money for expenditure for their different departments. So similarly, Krishna is actually like the Prime Minister, and different demigods, they are like the sun, the moon, the wind. All of them are like the ministers. So they collect taxes from you do yajna for them. Ultimately, they give to Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, and then Lord Vishnu distributes back. So this is the process. So ultimately, whichever puja or worship you do, even if you offer something in your home also as a food offering, that is also, it reaches to Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. That is, he is the ultimate purpose of our sacrifices, right? Then second he says Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So what does that mean? The supreme lord of all planets and all demigod. That means, just like I told, he's like the prime minister. He's the supreme minister. All the demigods act according to him, right? And all the planets also he maintains. So that is why he's said here, written here. And Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. So that means he's like a king, but is he rude like a king? Is he egoistic? No, he is Suhridam, like a friend. He is like a benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. So it's not like God is so powerful and he is very rude. He is very kind and he is a well-wisher friend of everyone. Yes. So this was the meaning of it, and yeah. So if you have any questions, any of you have any questions, then we can discuss.
Ma?
Yes, Gautam, you had any question?
No, sir. Something happened to my screen.
Okay. So if we have no questions, then we will end the class here. There's another class which is going to start. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll meet again in the next class.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Then take care and Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Sir, I am from the Disha batch.
Yes, I know. So I'll just check if Vimal sir is joining, and we'll also put a reminder in the group that so that others can also join. Meanwhile, I'll play Kirtan. You can listen to it.
Hare Krishna